The following video has been approved by the JD marketing team. It is rated JD for intense use of the word damn and many beaver-related puns. This video may not be suitable for all beavers. Good morning and g'day, mate. Welcome to another beaver tutorial with me, JD. Today we're looking at, well, birth rates. Birth rates in TimberBorn, how to get as many beavers as possible. I have, as always, my two test districts. We have the dry district, and we also have the campfire drinks district, because when we're talking about beavers, there's a couple of ways you get children, depending on which faction. We're going to look at the Folktails first. We're then going to look at the Iron Teeth second. As always, down the bottom there is chapters. You can jump back and forth if you miss something, you want to recap something. And first off, we're going to talk about this setup. So we have 100 beavers. 100 beavers in this district. Well, one died off, 99. 100 beavers in the dry district. They have nothing to do but procreate. There's absolutely no work for them to do. They're bored, basically. Down here in the Campfire Drinks District, we have also 100 beavers. Well, 97, a couple have died off. It's fine. It's close enough. That's why we have a large sample. And here we have a campfire. Now, the campfire is going to be important for the Folktails. For the Folktails, if they have a social life, their fertility goes up by 50%. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to track our beavers for probably about 5 cycles. I think 5 cycles should give us a good number. And look at how the birth rates work over the next 5 cycles or so. Again, both districts have nothing to do, except one district has, well, absolutely nothing. The other one has campfires, you know, so in the evening they can sit around, have a drink or two at the campfire and, yeah, procreate. Anyway, with that said, let's run through the experiment. I'll see you in a couple of days. So we have our 2 districts. We have our dry district, which has exactly 19 children. Also 97 adults, so, you know, we have even starting numbers in both districts. And also 19 children in the drinking district, you know, the one with the extra 50% fertility. So obviously that extra 50% may or may not apply. What we're going to do is we're going to jump forward to the next day so we can continue our experiment. Okay, so we're into our second day now, and as we can see, the dry district happens to have 28 children. That's pretty good. That's pretty much a doubling. Close enough to. And as for the Campfire Drinks District, well, we can see they got 32 children. So a slight improvement for that extra 50% fertility. But again, we're going to jump forward and continue with the experiment. Alright, day 3 rolls around. The dry district's now up to 38 beavers, and the wet district's up to 41 beavers. You can see that, you know, that fertility bonus really isn't kicking in too much, you know. But bear with me, it's actually a very important bonus. We're going to get there. Alright, so the 4th day rolls around, and again, the dry district has 40 beavers, and the wet district, the Campfire Drinks district, has 44 beavers. So it's not a massive improvement, but, this is where things really start to get interesting. So, if we find a child, there we go. We have, whatever their name is, age 3. Not quite an adult, but if we come down here to their social life marker, we can see they have a growth speed of plus 30%. Also, we'll get into this later, if we give them fun, they're also going to grow up faster as well. Because let's be honest, children beavers are absolutely useless, okay? They don't do anything, they don't contribute to the colony at all, but if we can get them to level up faster, then they can contribute to the community. So, again, in our wet district, which does have these bonuses, we can see we found a beaver who is age 4, okay? As soon as they hit age 5, they're actually going to level up. They're going to become an adult. Whereas in the dry district, they have to have one more whole cycle because they don't have that level up bonus. So again, we're just going to jump forward until yep, levels up. So, as we can see, we have Hakalai aged up at 4, about to turn 5. So, as soon as the morning hits, this beaver will turn 5 days old. 5 days old, and they're going to be a full-grown adult. We can put them off to work. Meanwhile, if we can find a... Actually, we're going to have to wait to the next day. Melina is about to turn 5 as well, and they're going to still have another whole cycle before they level up, and they're going to actually start contributing to the colony. As for the birth rates, Melina, like I said, age 5, not quite there. Meanwhile, our dry district is up to 140 beavers, 43 children total, whereas our campfire drinks district is up to 149 beavers, so a slight increase in the population, but more importantly, there's 116 adults compared to just the 97. So because they have that extra fertility doesn't really matter, but the fact that the beavers level up faster, massive difference. Really, really does make a massive difference to how quickly you can get your population up to adulthood and start putting them to work and contributing towards your colony. Next thing we need to look at is, as I said, for a child, they can also get the fun buff for an extra growth speed of 20%. So let's go and get a carousel for an extra 20% fun. So over here we have a brand new district set up with just a temporary little bit of fun because, well, let's be honest, it's an experiment. It's an experiment. And we have Zatajai, who is currently on the merry-go-round, going round, round, round. Nope, not on the merry-go-round. Jumping back on the merry-go-round to go round, round, round to get that growth speed of 20% bonus for fun, along with going to the campfires from time to time to get that growth speed bonus of 30%. And we're 1 day in. He's 1 day old. And as you can see, he's already a third of the way grown up. So by the time he hits day 4, he's going to be a fully grown beaver, which means you can get 2 extra days work out of every single beaver if you give them a social life and a fun. Well, as a child. As an adult, obviously, the fun, if we just find an adult beaver, perfect. The fun is going to give them a working speed of 15%, which is not bad. And the social life is going to give that fertility bonus, which we already discovered really doesn't do much. You know, it does boost your population overall, but an extra 50% bonus really doesn't matter too much because generally you're capped out on your housing. Now, I will mention very, very quickly the Folktails. The Folktails are very, very unique in, if we click on a district, no, we're on a hard reset, so district doesn't really show. But if they run out of free housing, the Folktails will stop having babies. The Iron Teeth beavers, very, very different story. So let's go look at the Iron Teeth really, really quickly. So, as I said, the Iron Teeth, very, very different colony and birthing structure. As you can see, I have a brand new colony. We have 175 adults here already and absolutely no children because I haven't provided a way for them to have children. To have children for an Iron Teeth, they need a breeding pod and we need to have this built. Okay, with that built, we can see that it requires 5 water and 5 berries for every baby beaver to be born. On top of that, you can see that holds 2 water and 2 berries inside the machine. And I can tell you, it's going to take 5 days. 5 days for a new baby beaver to be born. And then, providing we give them a social life and some fun, they're going to take another 4 days to level up. So every 9 days, you can replace a beaver with 1 single breeding pod for the Iron Teeth. There is a catch, though. As you can see, I have 175 homeless beavers, and if we jump forward 5 days, we're going to have 175 homeless beavers and 1 child beaver who's also homeless. Here we are 5 days later with a beaver about to pop out, and we haven't done anything about housing. We have had 5 beavers die off, and we now have 1 child. I have no idea where the child's gone. Is that the child? Buried on the floor, everybody stepping on. Yeah, that's the child with every single beaver just running straight over the top of it. Yeah. Now, when it comes to the Iron Teeth, yes, they can still get the growth speed bonus of 30% and the growth speed bonus of 20% with the campfire or the rooftop terrace. And the fun obviously comes from the carousel, that's all. But let's just grab a very quick campfire. An adult beaver, and if we scroll over to the social life tab upon the Iron Teeth, we can see that they don't actually get any bonuses from having a campfire. Same is going to apply to the rooftop terrace. So the adults don't get a bonus at all, which means you're essentially building the campfires for the children. It does mean you can have less campfires and less rooftop terraces, because the adult beavers, whilst they're at work during the day, the children beavers can use the campfires and also the carousel, so they should level up as fast as possible. But yes, that is it for this little tutorial. The main takeaways are fertility bonus doesn't really apply, but definitely having that growth speed bonus from social life and fun really, really big difference. Every bonus basically takes off a day from their leveling up. So we go from 6 days to, if you give them social life or fun, it comes down to roughly about 5. If you give them the other one as well, it comes down to about 4 days. And finally, yeah, iron teeth come from a breeding pod. The only advantage being that you can breed above your housing limit. When it comes to the Folktails, if there's no available housing, they stop breeding. Both pros and cons. I've got to say, my personal playthrough, I'm sort of wishing I played with the Folktails, because I could turn... I don't have to micromanage the population, you know? A single breeding pod taking 5 days to have a new beaver means... It does mean that I need to sort of calculate an adult dying off every 5 days, and as my adults are living to 80 plus years old now, because they've got a whole lot of bonuses, they have a comfortable life, it tends to mean I'm slightly overpopulating and I have many beavers laying around on the ground, sleeping on the ground. It does have this disadvantage that if I want a sudden population boom with the iron teeth, I can unpause 20 or 30 breeding pods and suddenly have 30 extra children, and then 4 days later have 30 extra adults very, very rapidly. The other big bonus with the iron teeth is when you pause a breeding pod, the breeding progress doesn't stop. So if you really want to manage it, you can take them up to almost complete and then pause every one of them. And then if you suddenly want an influx of beavers, you can have that a sudden influx. Anyway, with all that said, this is where I'm going to leave this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you're interested in any other tips and tricks videos for TimberBorn, there is a playlist up in the top right. Also linked down in the description below. But with all that said, I'm going to leave this video here. If you liked the video, if you found something helpful along the way, if you learnt something, by all means, click the subscribe button below. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And can you do me a favour? Can you say hi to your mum for me? Alright, that's it. We're out. Bye.